Hello and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider, the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell, joined by Coach Richard Mulrooney of men's soccer. Coach, I know a disappointing loss the other night. I was talking to Tyler Springs, who called the game on ESPN Plus, said it was a lot closer game than the final would indicate.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that. Unfortunately, 4-1 is 4-1. But in saying that, I guess just walking through the game, UCF came ready to play. They hopped all over to the beginning of the game. So I was disappointed with our start. We were really fortunate that it wasn't maybe even worse than it was for the first 15, 20 minutes. But to keep it 2-0 at half, I think that we just sort of weathered the storm. And then our response in the second half was great. We got a goal in the first minute, made it 2-1, and obviously let UCF know that we were a different team in the second half, and kept pushing and pushing. Had a few opportunities, and they did too. To be honest with you, to dig yourself a hole against, UCF right now. Yeah, they sort of set the bar high in terms of how conference play is going to be, and they're going to be right there at the end of the year. So for us to have them the first game was a tough task, but one that I'm happy that we did, for the fact that we now know how high this level is going to be, and I was happy with how our guys responded in the second half. And as the game finished up, like I said, never want to lose by 2, 3, 4 goals, but in saying that, you're pushing, trying to get that tying goal. And they're just too good to really leave yourself exposed, even numbers in the back, and they were able to punish us at the end, and hence the 4-1. But I agree that it was closer than it was, but the first half really wasn't as good as I would hoped. But the second half was the team that I sort of expected for a full 90 minutes, and hopefully when we bring that same mentality come our next game.
A couple of unfortunate results for you there against UCF. I know both teams had to play on the wet surface the other night, but understand one ball it was hard to clamp down for the keeper, and then the UCF midfielder on one of the goals just made an aggressive play on a goal kick out to midfield, created a 1v1.
Yeah, it is. It's all about it's all about making plays and obviously limiting your mistakes. Like I said, we had a few too many in the first half, and they were able to pounce on them. And then just the desire. They played from the first minute to the 90th minute, and unfortunately, we started pretty much playing from the 45th minute on. And against a team of the caliber of UCF, you just can't give them a free 45 minutes per se. But like I said, it was a lot of freshmen starting, not making excuses, but it was the first conference game, and I think the guys now know, wow, that's intense. And as I told the guys, as high as UCF is, we have a Tulsa team coming in that's top 10, and just from rankings, they're even higher per se. So it just doesn't get easier. Although I believe we'll be up for the challenge.
UCF had a lot of experience. They got several law conference players. So you're going from an experienced, high caliber UCF team. What can you tell us about Tulsa, who you're going to see Friday?
First thing off, they've just got a player up top that scores goals for fun. We've got to keep an eye on him. He did it last year, offensive player of the year. He's back this year. So, not saying everything goes through them, because other guys have contributed. But as we know, when you have a goal scorer up top, we really have to keep our eyes on him, because if you leave him open, 3 times, he's probably going to finish 2 of the 3, or at least one of them. And there's just a high octane team. Tom always has them ready to battle, high energy. And they've had this formation that they played for years, and they're really good at it. It's tough to slow them down on the counterattack and in the buildup. But in saying that, their goalkeeper's done well, and their back line hasn't been giving up a lot of goals at all. So they're just a complete team. Are they beatable? Of course they are. But at the same time, it's going to take more than a 45-minute half. It's going to take closer to a 90-minute performance for us to challenge them. And if we do that, being at home, the victory can be ours. But we've got to obviously get this next week of practice under our belts, because we still have some things to work on. But we're not far off. But sometimes the difference of covering that ground can be a little tougher than easier said than done. So looking forward to the challenge, but we have a tough one coming up this Friday, which, like I said, the guys are going to be up for it, and I know I will be too.
And to wrap things up, home match important to try to get some sort of result, because then you're going to be hitting the road pretty soon.
You've got to find ways to get points at home. Obviously, the first game at home got 0 points. And whether you play Temple, USF, it doesn't matter. You've got to find a way to finish off this homestand with our second home game. We've got to get some points out of it, because to go on the road in this conference and expect to get ties and wins, it's easier said than done. And while we've been good on the road, like I said, I never back down to a challenge. yeah, our home is home. We need to find a way to protect our grounds and challenge for those 3 points. And we missed on the first game, and we have another opportunity this coming Friday, and really need to find a way to get some points so we don't dig ourselves a hole in the conference standings.
All right, Coach. We'll catch up with you next Monday.
Thanks, Jeff.
That's Richard Mulrooney. I'm Jeff Brightwell with the Wolfchase Toyota Insider of the Memphis Tiger Network.